Here today for our discussion on cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin. It's a topic that I think everyone is aware of. There's an investment thesis behind Bitcoin. Maybe you own Bitcoin. Maybe you've been thinking about owning Bitcoin. But we kind of have three main goals here in terms of discussion. Number one, what is Bitcoin? Why it might have value? And then also, how could it be utilized in a diversified portfolio, and what the end result might be. So I have several questions, Kevin, that I'm interested in discussing here today.
Yeah, Rory, thank you. And thanks to everyone that's shown an interest. It looks like there's a bunch of people on the webinar. So as Rory said, my name's Kevin Walsh. I actually partner with Ausperity and Sanctuary Wealth, and I joined Bitwise a little over 2.5 years ago. I live a little bit north of Boston and cover the Northeast for Bitwise. Digital assets is much broader than Bitcoin. There's a variety of different elements within that subset, but we're going to focus today on Bitcoin. So what I thought I would do, and what I'm going to try to accomplish in a few minutes here, is three things. What is Bitcoin? Why does it have value, and how do we think of it at Bitwise in terms of valuation, not only today, but going forward? And then how does it fit in the overall construct of a portfolio? If that's fair, Rory, let's start with what is Bitcoin. But very simply put, most people refer to Bitcoin as digital gold. I think that's the analogy that most people may have heard or may be familiar with. But very simply put, Bitcoin is a digital monetary asset that brings money to the internet era. But that's how I would describe it if I was in an elevator and someone asked me that question. But more importantly, what I think Bitcoin has transformed, it's really brought three major changes to the traditional financial system that we actually all have grown up on. Number one, the payment rails are being replaced from the old antiquated payment rails that we grew up on to blockchains. And basically what Bitcoin has done, it has basically replaced those payment rails and made the system from being slow and expensive to being fast and cheap. So to put another way, why should a transaction, whether it's domestic or global, take 2 or 3 days to settle, perhaps charge you a 6 or 7 or 8% commission like Western Union, when you can do that on a blockchain via Bitcoin, and that can settle in some cases just like a text message is received on your phone. So it basically replaces slow and expensive with fast and cheap. Number two, there's no central control over it. It's controlled by an independent network of computers around the globe. So unlike a central bank that can go ahead and print money whenever they feel they need to, there's a very automated, methodical process and protocol to Bitcoin that basically controls new circulation into supply. And I'll actually touch upon that in a second. And then the last element, which I don't think a lot of people realize because Bitcoin can be very mysterious, is there's a fixed supply. There's a supply cap of Bitcoin. There'll only ever be 21 million Bitcoin in existence. Currently, as we speak today on this webinar, there's about 19 million in change in circulation. In 2140, so we have a ways to go, the 21 millionth Bitcoin will be mined and come into circulation. So unlike the US Treasury that says, wow, we need to increase money supply, let's go ahead and print a bunch of money. On the Bitcoin blockchain, you simply can't do that. It's controlled, it's methodical, and every 4 years, it actually gets cut in half. That's known as the halving for those of you that may have paid attention. So to summarize what it is, it's a digital monetary asset known as digital gold. It's not controlled by any central bank or single entity, and there's a scarce or fixed supply cap to it.
No, I think it's great. And even this slide, you can see here, time is money. You sell a stock, you're going to have that cash in 1 day. If you're wiring funds to a bank, that can take anywhere from 2 to 4 days. Bill pay can take 1 to 5 days. And with goods transitioning and crypto being moved along the blockchain, that's essentially an instantaneous transfer of funds, transfer of money. That's pretty important and powerful, whereas the sooner you have those funds, the sooner you can utilize them. So there's a lot there, but the speed is pretty interesting.
I would agree. I mean, I when I started in this business, stock trades were T+3.
Yeah.
And a few years ago, they went to T+1, and we thought that was transformational, right? And now you're talking about transactions cross-border settling in the speed of a text message. So innovation is king, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it certainly is.